everyone. So, I hope everyone is fine. Today we have the next lecture which has been scheduled for today, which is on strings and other things of our C++ basic lecture series, which is named as Coding Fiesta. So, this session will be taken by Harsh Raj Jha, Executive CP member, and also by Nishant Wankhere, who is also an Executive CP member at our Codechef ITGGV chapter. So, like like previous session, we expect all of you to attend this session very diligently and get to learn many more things in the C++ basics part. I hand over the session to Nishant. Harsh, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm starting, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Harsh Raj Jha from BTech CSC second year. Today, me and my friend Nishant are going to give a brief introduction to get you started with the strings. So, let us start. What is a string? A string is a 1D array of characters terminated by a null character. For example, we are declaring an array dog which contains different characters, but it is not terminated by a null character, so it is not a string. Similarly, in this array cat, we have different characters, but it is terminating by the null character, so it is a string. Now let us understand why the null character is important. The null character or the terminating character is important because it is the only way the function that works with a string can know where the strings end. In fact, a string not terminated by a null character is not really a string, but just a collection of characters. The null character, this has an ASCII value 0, whereas 0 has an ASCII value of 48. Nishant will tell you about the ASCII values later in this session. Let us move forward. Now let us see the declaration of C style string. Whenever we declare a C style string, we need to specify its size in the square brackets. And we know that the size of the null character is also included here. So we can keep only size minus 1 characters in the string. Like here, see this example. Here we are declaring a C style string by passing the size equal to 11 and initializing it to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. The number of values in the double quotes here or in the braces here cannot be larger than the size that we have passed. Means here it is 11, so the number of characters in this double quote should not be more than 11. If it is more than 11, then it will not take the extra elements. So here we have entered 10 characters. Now we are outputting this a, and after that we are outputting the size of a using the size of function. And if we try to run this code in our compiler, it will give the output as a b c d e f i j, and the size it will give is 11. Since these are the 10 elements, and as I said, the last character will be a null character, so the total size will be 10 plus 1, which is equal to 11. Got it? Now let us see another example. Here the size is not passed, and if we are initializing it side by side, then the compiler will check the size on its own and the null character is automatically added in the last. And now we are outputting the C style string A, and after that we are outputting the size of this C style string. Let us run this code in our compiler and see what it gives. We have copy pasted that code here and we are now compiling it and running this. See, we are outputting this string, so it is giving here, hi, how are you? and the size it is giving is 17. Now let us understand why it is giving 17 here. See see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. Here are 16 characters. One thing you have to remember is that this space is also a character. So here, till here, there are 16 characters and one is a null character, so the total size will be 17. I hope everyone understood this point. Now let us move to another slide and see this declaration of strings in C++. Before we declare any string, we should include the string header file, which is hash include string or hash include string.h. The advantage of using string is its size is not predefined, unlike static arrays. The declaration of string with initialization and without initialization can be seen here. Just like other variables, we can declare a string and initialize the string. See, here we have declared a string s, and here we are declaring a string s1 and initializing it to a b c d e. I hope this is clear. Now let us move to another slide. Now we will see how to access a character in a string. The character of a string starts with the index 0. Like here in a b c d e, a is the first element, it is at the index 0. b is at the B is the second element, it is at the index 1. This C is the third character, it is at the index second. Similarly, D is the fourth character and it is at index 3. This E is the fifth character and it is at the index 4. So in general, we can say that if the first element is at 0th index, so the last element will be at n minus 1th index. So now see this example we are displaying here. We want to display the first character. So we are writing s0, means the character at 0th index of this string means a, and here we are calculating the size and subtracting 1 means size minus 1. So the total size minus 1 will give the last index. As I said, the last element will be n minus 1, so we have to write it as size minus 1. Now let us run this code in our compiler. This is our string. See, we are displaying as 0 means the character at 0th index, so it is giving a, and we are displaying size minus 1 means the last element, so it is giving e here. Anyone having any doubt in this? They can write in the chat box or unmute themselves.
No, sir.
Okay, that's great. Now we will perform the arithmetic operations on the string. We can use the plus operator with the string. Let's see this example. There is a string s which is initialized to abc, and there is another string s1 which is initialized to abcde. Now we are performing the arithmetic operation, that is s plus is equal to s1. It means s is equal to s plus s1. It means in the string s s1 is getting concatenated and then it is getting stored in s. Here, as I said, s is equal to s plus s1. So we are adding s1 in s and storing it in s. So if we try to print this, the final value of s, so it will be abc. Like I said, this will be concatenated after this. We can run this 2 in our compiler and see. See this ABCD is concatenated with this ABC. And if I write here like my name HARSH and here Nishant and then run this, what do you expect? What will be the output here? Can anyone guess? They can unmute themselves and speak, or can write in the chat box too.
Sir, Harsh and Nishant will be in continuation.
Okay, correct. That's great. Let's see. Correct. Understood, na? Like we can use this plus operator. This is same as this. S is equal to S plus S1. Okay. Now we will see how to input a string from the user. You all know how to take the input of variables of different data types like int, float, char, and the case here is similar for the string. We first need to declare a string, then with the help of this scene statement, we can take the input from the user, and with this cout statement, we can take the output from the user. Let us run this code too. Like I'm writing my name here, taking the user input from the user using the scene statement, and this cout statement is printing this. I hope everyone understood this. Now, if anyone has any doubt till here, they can unmute themselves or write in the chat box. Anyone? One thing I want to say here that uh, in this, if we are calculating the size, like in this C style string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 characters are there. And if we write the same like in this format, string S is equal to FATESSA, this. And if we are calculating the size here, it is printing 8. It will print 8 in the case of C style string. And if we are printing this size here, it will give 7. Since null character, it is not counting the null character here in the case of when we are writing this string here. Okay. Now I will ask Nishant to take the session further. Nishant, presents your screen.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Harsh. Okay, first of all, coming to a question. Yeah, Manan Sharma. What is the primary use of the string? Well, strings are for a human purpose so that we can understand and interact with the computer because computer uses the language of ones and zeros. You know that, right? So, yeah. So let's move forward. Okay, let me present the screen. Please let me know if it is not visible. I think it is visible. Yeah. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, now that you have learned how to take a word as input, let's try taking a whole sentence as input. So what we are going to do here, we will use the same technique as used before. We will try to take this whole sentence as input and try to output the whole sentence as well. So let's move on to our compiler. So let's declare a string s, and we want to take a input from the user, and then we want to print it out. So yeah, let's run this code. Okay. What is our intended output to be? Our intended output is the whole sentence. That is, my name is Tony Star. Yeah, this is our intended output. Let's see what happens. So if I give here the sentence, what we'll observe here something new or interesting behavior of a let's say a terminal. So let's pressing enter. Yeah, you can see here only my is getting printed because only my is getting inside this s. So let's see the observation part. Let's move towards the slide. Yeah. So what is the observation? So observation is whenever you give a space in a terminal, control consider it as the end of the present standard input. That means the control is here. Starting from here, it will start taking input. So it will take input till here. Here it encountered a space character or say a space, and so the present input that is my here got terminated, and the rest of the sentence will be in the queue of the inputs. So if the rest of the sentence are in the queue or not, if you want to check, you can check this out like this. So let's again take an input from a user, and then output it out. Again, we will check if the rest of the sentence is in the queue or not. Okay, let's run this. It might take some time. We want to print this whole sentence. My name is Tony Stark. So let's try printing it out. So you will notice here that this my is getting inputted in this string, and then this line is outputting it out. So after that, name is the input and it is getting printed out as well. So likewise, it will take input up till here, and after that only we can take another input from the user. So I hope that it is clear. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Do you have any doubt in this? We will see the solution part later. Okay, let's see the chat. I think no one has any doubt. Okay, let's move forward. So what is the solution for that? If we want to take the whole sentence as the input and print out the same, let's see the solution. Yeah, the solution is a getLine function. It is an inbuilt function. It is used to store a stream of the characters as entered by the user. It just simply means that the whole string or the whole sentence which is given by the user will be taken as the input, and then we can output it out. So let's try this getLine function. And the getLine function has the simple syntax. We have to pass two parameters here, the standard in statement, that is cin, and then the string to object s. So let's, okay, line must contain e also. So let's run. Okay, my name is Tony. Okay, we want this whole sentence to be printed out. Let's see what happens. Okay, I haven't put here the cout statement, so it won't be printed out without that. Okay, my name is Tony Star. So yeah, you can see here the whole statement, whole sentence is taken as input and printed out the same. So let's move forward. We will discuss something more about this. Okay, this sentence here is has a very important meaning to it. So what does it means? GetLine starts taking input wherever the control is at present, wherever the control is present at the previous input. That means we will notice by running this code. Let's run this code and try to understand what is happening there. So we are taking a simple input to an integer I, and after that we are declaring a string, and so we want to print our I as well, and end line. Okay, so let's try running it out. Okay, first of all, I have to give input to this integer. That means let's say I want to give a 5, or let's say here I will write 5. I want to give 5 as input, and after that I want to give Tony as an input here for this string. So let's see what happens here. So first input I have given, so I will press enter here, and you can see that this this is not asking me this input for the this as object. Well, actually that's not the case. It is taking input, but from where? So that line here tells you where the getLine function starts taking input wherever the control is present at the previous input. So let's see. The control at the previous input is at the end of this 5, so it will take the remaining line. That means either it is a carriage return, that means enter, or a space character, which is taken into this S. So what is the solution for that? If you want to take this Tony as well as an input, so we just have to write it twice. That's the solution for that. So let's copy and paste it. So now I think this will ask us another time. Yeah, this is asking us to uh, give a string input as well. So let's try giving it out. You can see here, yeah, you can see here the first I is getting printed out and the string is getting printed out. First, okay. This is the first getLine function statement and this is the second one. So let's see what is happening here. So when this first getLine function is getting encountered, the string will contain this value. That means the space after the 5. And after that, this second getLine function will ask for the new value of the string, that is Tony. So Tony will be work as input and you can then output it. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, tell me if you have any doubt here till now. You can tell in the chat. Yeah, anyone having any doubt? I think no one have. Oh, okay. Let's move forward. So yeah, the main part, which is ASCII characters. Well, we humans can interact in the form of the characters. We cannot understand the codes that computer does. The computer only understand the language of ones and zeros, and we understand the language of with use of character. That is, we can understand English. It has characters to it, some special characters, alphabets, and everything which is in there in English. So we need something that is distinct as well as understandable by both of us. So computers store characters by using numeric codes. So every character is stored in the form of some code, which is of course consisting of ones and zeros, which is a computer understandable. So we need some standard to distinguish every character by our computer. So every character must have some distinct code to it. So that's where this ASCII comes into picture. What is this ASCII? Well, ASCII is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Well, it just have standardized some codes, or say some codes are standardized to a specific characters. That means every character have a specific code which is understandable by both humans and as well as the computer. Well, of course, we are understanding it by a character, while the computer is understanding that character as a series of ones and zeros. So, what are the ASCII code contain? It consists of some printable as well as some non-printable characters. So let's move forward and see the structure of the ASCII code. So yeah, ASCII code is a character encoding standard for electronic communication. We have seen this before. Okay, what is the structure of this? So ASCII code is of 7-bit. So it consists of the 7 bits, as you can see here, and you all know that 1 bit can either be 1 or 0. So you can see there is 2 possibilities for each block, and there are 7 bits, that means 7 blocks. So total number of possibilities are 2 power 7. That means 256 characters can be encoded in ASCII code. That means there are 256 distinct characters which have the encoding in ASCII value. So which is from 0 to 255. Well, we can see if okay, if you want to see all the characters, so you can try doing this. So let's try this. Okay, I want to print all the ASCII characters that are present. So I can do that using a simple for loop statement. So ASCII characters are valid up till 256, that means only to 255, 0 to 255. So I will have to write a condition here which is less than 255 and the implementation part. So, and now I want to print all the characters. I don't want to print them in their code form, that is in the form of I, but instead I want to print them in the form of their character form. So I have to cast them out with their respective characters, and since I want to print them in the different line, so I will put the end line statement here at the end. So let's see what happens. It may take some time. Okay, let's wait for a second. Yeah, you can see here every character which is distinct, which have some distinct ASCII code is printed out here on the new line. You can see some mathematical characters, the square root sign, and square sign, and the integration sign and all. You can see here, and there are, yeah, 1/2, 1/4, some lowercase characters and some uppercase as well, and the numerics as well, the digits. And you can see here some spaces in between. Well, these are not the spaces, but these are non-printable characters. These characters are only usable by the computer. Let's say they are computer specific and not for the human purpose. And yeah, this is the first character, which is a null character, as Harsh told you in the previous slide. So let's move forward. I think no one has any doubt in this. Anyone having any doubt? I think if you have any, you can always comment it in the chat. Yeah, I think no one. Yeah, okay, let's move forward. So we will now see some functions in the string class. So these are some functions which are built in for the string class. The first function we have here is pushback function. So what is the syntax for a pushback function? Well, it will take a name of the string and then a dot operator and then the name of the function, that is pushback, and we have to pass a parameter to it. So element is passed here. So what is the function of this? Well, this just add the element, that is e will be get added to the end of the string. So it's that simple. It will just add the element e at the end of the string. So you can see here before pushing the element back, we have ABCD. After that, if we push back this E character at the end of the string, we got ABCDE. So it's that simple. Yeah. So second function we have here is a pop back function. So it is used to delete the last element of the string. So what is the last element of the string? The last element is E. So after popping back the last element, we got ABCD, and E got popped out. That means E got deleted. Of course, we cannot use pop back if the string is empty. Well, that makes sense. If the string doesn't have an element, we cannot pop any element back. Yeah. So the next function we have the size function. So it is used to determine the size of the string. So you can see how many characters are there in this string. There are 5 characters, so it will print the size as 5. So next function we have here is clear function, used to clear every element of the string. That means every single element gets deleted after using this clear function. So let's you can verify it by seeing the size of the string before clearing and after clearing. So before clearing, the size of the string is 5, and after clearing, after using this clear function, the size becomes 0. But size becomes 0 means it doesn't have any limit. Okay, next function we have is empty function. Well, it checks whether it is empty or not. Well, the string is empty, then it will return true. If it is not empty, then it will return false. As you can see here, the string previously is not empty, so this value will return a false boolean value. So, and 0 denotes false boolean value. So after that, we are clearing the string. That means deleting every single element. So the string becomes empty. So this will return a true value. So it is returning 1, which denotes a true boolean value. So after that, we have isUpper and isLower function. They check whether the character accessed in is in upper or lower case. So you can see here It's just check. It will just check the first character, or say the zero index character, which is currently a uppercase A, which is a uppercase, and we are using is upper function as well. So that means yes, it is an uppercase character, so it will return true. That means is upper of s of zeroth index A will return a true value. That means one will get printed out. And similarly, you can do this with is lower as well. Okay, next function we have here is alpha. Is alpha function. It will check whether the particular element is an alphabet or not. So we have to pass an argument. Of course, it will be a character in the case of the strings. So let's see. The zeroth index is capital M. Well, it is an alphabet, so it will print out 1, which is a true value. And the sixth element, which is a numeric, so it will print out the false. It's not an alphabet, so it will print out false. And the fourth index element, which is a special character hyphen, so it is again not an alphabet, it will print out false again. So after that, we have some questions, and Harsh will continue from here. Okay, Harsh.
Okay,
Okay, before
Nishant.
that, yeah, 1 minute, 1 minute. If before that, if anybody had any kind of doubt, yeah, okay. Utkarsh, size can only be used for strings. Yeah, size can only be used for strings. I mean, if it is declared with a string class, that means string s, then we can only use with strings. Of course, you have learned this for finding the size of the vectors. That means arrays. You can always also use the size function with arrays. Okay, Harsh will continue from here.
Okay, Nishant, stop presenting. Solving problems using the acquired knowledge is important. So we will look at some questions and try to solve them. This is the question from Codechef. Let us read it. You are given a string containing characters A and B only. Your task is to change it into a string such that there are no matching adjacent characters. To do this, you are allowed to delete 0 or more characters in the string. Your task is to find the minimum number of required deletions. Like here is the given example: AAB. We have to perform deletions such that the adjacent characters are not same. Like here A and A is there, so we have to delete this one A from here, and like here these two are adjacent and same, so we have to delete A from here. So 1 plus 1, total 2 deletions are required here. So the output it should give is 2. Now let us understand by seeing the test cases. If we compare the character at 0th and first index, they are adjacent as well as same. So we need one deletion here. If we compare the element at first and second index, they are same. So one deletion is required here. And if we compare these two, one deletion is required here. So every time we are getting the similar adjacent characters, we are incrementing the deletion count. Now let us write our code. The approach will be that we have to compare the adjacent characters and keep incrementing the count variables to keep the track of number of deletions required. So let us start. First, I need the test cases. So I will input the number of test cases. Now we need a string s. We'll take the input. Now I need a variable count to keep the count of the deletion. So I will declare a variable count and initialize it to 0. And now I have to deal with the characters of the string. So we will use a for loop and compare the adjacent character, and whenever the adjacent characters are same, I will increment the count variable by 1. Means where here we are inputting the string, and now we have to deal with the characters, and we have to check whether the adjacent characters are same, and if they are same, then we have to increment the count variable by 1 till its size I is equal to 0, I is less than s dot size I plus plus. If the character adjacent characters are same, I will increment the count variable by 1. Count plus plus or count is equal to count plus 1. Both are same. And after this, I will output this final count. It will calculate the count, like how much time it is encountering these two similar elements, and the final count is printed here. Now I will take this test cases, copy paste the input, and run this program. See, this is the output 34004. See here, as we saw, like we need 3 deletion here. Similarly, we need 4 deletions here, and these string is totally different. No adjacent character, so it is giving 0. Here also no similar adjacent character, so here the output is 0. And here these two a are similar, so we will delete this first one, and these two are again same, so we will delete the character as at index 1. And now, like this two b's are same, so we will delete one b here, and in these two b, these two are same, so we will perform another deletion here, so we are doing total 4 deletion. Now let us match this output with the given output 34004. The output is coming same. Now we will submit this code. It is running. Our answer is correct. If anyone has any doubt, they can unmute themselves and ask. Anyone? Anyone?
Sir, please explain what is under the if function.
Under the if function, like
Yes, sir.
see here, the please tell me what will be the index of first character. Index of first character.
0.
See here, then s0 means the character at 0th index, means the first character. If the first character is equal to second character, means the adjacent element, adjacent I and I plus 1 are adjacent. See, if I keep I 0 here, s0 is equal to s of 0 plus 1, means s0 agar equal hai s1 के, then we will increment the count variable.
Oh,
Like
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Understood.
like here, the these are, it is at index 0 and this is at index 1, and here these two are equal, similar, so we are incrementing count here. And after that, when I will increment, I is here incrementing, then I will become 1 here, and if we keep I1 here, s1 is equal to s2. अगर सेम है, then this s1 s2, one deletion here, so count will increment to one more time, so total count here will become 2. And now I will increment, I plus plus means I will increment, so I will become 2 here, and we keep here s2 is equal to s2 plus 1, means s2 is equal to s3, then we will increment the count again, so it is giving the output as 3 here. Understood, Utkarsh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. This was all from my side. Now Nishant will take some questions from Lead Code and Hacker Rank.
Yeah,
Nishant,
thank you, Ash.
I'm stopping.
Yeah. So let's move towards our next question, which is from lead code. So I think my screen is visible. Is it?
Visible.
Yeah. So let me just tell you what is this interface which lead code provides us. Well, you don't have to worry about this. You just have to understand this part. So where whatever the question is asking us, you have to write your logic in this portion, in this curly braces. So you have to write the logic here, find the answer here, and then return the desired answer in desired return type. That means here the return type is a string, so you must return answer which is of string data type. So okay, so let's move. Let's read the question. So question says that given a valid IP address, return a defined version of that IP address. Well, what is the defined version of IP address? It just means that you have to replace this dot with an extra curly sorry, extra square brackets to it. So let's see some examples as well. So you can see here the input and output has only difference that every dot is getting replaced with an extra square bracket pair to it. So and the rest portion is remaining the same. Here one is remaining the same, dot is getting replaced by with extra square brackets to it, and as similarly it will happen to the whole string. And here you can see 255 is as it is, and dot is getting changed to extra square brackets to it. So we just have to return this answer. So we will use all the acquired knowledge in this session itself. So okay, if you want to traverse a string, what can you do? You can just simply use a for loop. Yeah, you can use a for loop to traverse to a string. Traversing means from going to going from the first index to the last index of the string. That means traversing. So and up till when you can traverse, that means up till the last element you can traverse. After that you cannot go further. So what is the last element? Well, it is the size of the string and minus one. That means the index of this element, last element is address dot size minus one. So you can only go up to address dot size. That means I must be less than to address dot size. You can only access the elements up till then only. So this is the basic syntax for the for loop. Okay, so this part is done. So we wanted to traverse from the whole string. So we traversed here. So after that we want to check whether a particular element is a dot or not. So for that we will use if statement. So let's check whether ith element is a dot or not. So accessing element can be done like this. You have seen this in this session as well. So we have to check whether this ith element of the address, that means ith element of the string, whether it is a dot or not. So we will compare it. If it is a dot, then we will do some work, and if it is not a dot, then we will do another kind of work. So, so what work we have to do here? We have to just create a string which will keep track of every element as we move forward. So we let's just create a string uh, uh, having a name answer. We need to return this answer with a string type. As you can see, this return type is a string. So what will we do? We will replace this dot with extra brackets to it. So we will just add or say concatenate to be precise uh, an extra bracket to it. Yeah. So whenever a dot is encountered, this will get added to our answer string. So, and yeah, here you have to give a double quotes. Just remember that, because this is not a single character. There are three characters inside it. So if yeah, this is condition is clear, I think. So what else? What if the present element, the ith element, is not a dot? Well, we don't have to do anything with that. We just have to uh, keep it as it is. That means we will just uh, add it or say concatenate it as it is. So answer will get concatenated with this ith element of the address, and at the end of the question, we just have to return the value. You will learn about functions in your next lecture. Next lecture, I think. Next lecture is on functions and recursions. So you will learn about that in that lecture. So I think this is clear to everyone. Okay, if you have any doubt, then can ask. I will run the code as well. So this was our logic. Anybody having any doubt? You can write in chat.
Sir, we do not need to define address.
Yeah, because it is passed as a parameter here. See, it is already defined. It is coming from the function which is calling it. Okay. You will learn about that. You will learn about functions in your next lecture. You will see what is an argument of a function or not. So address is already defined here. See, here it is declared, or say some function will call this address by giving the address string as a parameter. So, okay, that's a legit doubt, but uh, you will get the answer in next lecture. Okay, did you understand, Utkarsh?
Yes, sir. Sir, one more thing, sir. If we do not have to do anything, if there is not a dot character, then else we cannot use. मतलब कि अगर else को ना भी use करें तब भी तो चल जाएगा ना, sir?
See, if we didn't use this,
Yes, sir.
then we will only get this as output. Let's try. Okay, let's comment this out, and let's instead of returning, we will console out the answer. We will only identify. We will only get the answer containing only these and in it. That okay. Let's run it. Okay, here you can see what is our answer. It is only containing the brackets and the dot. So, but we don't want that. We also want the characters which are not a dot operator as it is in our answer. So we must do this else part as well. If we omit that part doing it, then our answer will get wrong. Okay, let me try this whether our answer is wrong. Well, this is a console. You can go here and click on this, use example test cases. It will pick the given test cases and put it here. And let's try running this code. Yeah, you can see answer is accepted. That means our output and the expected output is same. So we cannot omit this else part here. Okay, Utkarsh, you get it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's try submitting code. Yeah, you can see our code is successfully submitted. Well, it will run with the sample test cases that LeetCode has provided at the backend. So, okay. If anyone has any doubt in this logic, they can ask. In this question particular, anybody having any doubt, they can ask in chat. Okay, I think nobody has any. Okay, let's move forward to the next question. Well, the next question is from HackerRank. So let's see this question. Yeah, here you have given, I think, yeah, it is visible. Yeah, you have given some theory part, well, which we have already discussed in this session itself. You have given the declaration part. You can declare it like this. You can find the size of a string like this using the size function. You can concatenate using a plus operator, and you can access using the indexing. That means using a square bracket that you used in arrays as well. So let's see the question. What is the input format? You are given two strings A and B separated by a new line. So this is the sample input. Let's see it side by side. You are given a string A, sorry, you are given a string A and a string B separated by a new line. That means two strings A and B are given in different lines. And each string will consist the lowercase Latin characters. So okay, that is not to worry about. And what is the output format? In the first line, print two separated integers representing the length of A and B respectively. So that means you just have to print the length of this string and this string in the same line, separated by a space character. That means first string ABCD has a 4 size, and we have to print it 4. After that, B has a size of 2. We have to print it 2, separated with a space character between them. And okay, let's do this first part. Let's go try coding it out. Okay, first of all, we need to declare two strings A and B. After that, yeah, here you can see you can declare two string object, that means A using and B using a comma operator as well. Of course, A will be declared first. After that, B will be declared. So after declaring, we want to take input from the user. First of all, we will take input in the A. After that, we will take input in B. So, so what is our output first? So first of all, after taking input, we want to print the size of each of them, separated with a space character. So let's output a dot size, which will make sure that the size of the string will get printed only. After that, we need a space in between them, and we need to print the size of second string. After that, we need a end line as well. Yeah, this is the first part. First part of our output. Let's move toward the second part. Let's see what the second line asks us. Uh, in the second line, print the string produced by concatenating A and B, that is A plus B. Concatenation we have studied, we just have to print it by concatenating using a arithmetic operator plus. So let's declare a string C which will have a value of concatenation of A and B. So, and after that we have to print that C as well. And in the new line, this is all the second part asks us. So let's move towards the third part. In the third line, print two string separated by a space, A prime and B prime. A prime and B prime are the same as A and B respectively, except their first characters are swapped. Let's see the sample output here. This is our A and this is our B previously. After swapping the first element of each with each other, the A is swapped with E. That means the A is swapped with the first element of B, and B's first element is swapped with the first element of A. So we have to perform a swapping operation here. Well, there is a swapping function, but instead of using that, we will try doing this. So let's define a character A1, which will contain the first element of A. I will tell you why you need an extra character to declare. So what we have to do, we just have to assign the first element of a string A with the first element of the string B. So let's assign the first element of the string A with the first element of the string B. So A's first element is assigned with the B's first element. So after that, we need to assign the B with A's first element. Well, before this statement, A's first element was A. After assigning the A's first element, the first element of A become E, which was the first element of B. So we cannot do here like this. If we do that, it won't do anything. It will just reassign the same value, which is E, to the first value of B, which is which is also E. So we need to do like this. So what will it do? It will do that a1, which has previously a value of a, which was first value of a0, will get assigned to the first value of b. That means b0 will get assigned the first value of a0, which was a, a1, which was in fact a. So yeah, this was the swapping function that this was a swapping operation that we came up with. So okay, let's output. Okay, what we have to output? We have to output a prime and b prime. After swapping, the we just have to output them. So let's output a with a separated space as they have asked us, and let's give our end line as well. Okay, this was our third part. I hope everyone don't have any doubt. If you have any, you can ask. I will run this code as well. Okay, let's try running this. Yeah, you can see the our sample test case is passed. The expected output and our output is same. So let's try submitting this code. This will again run the code for all the test cases which are at the back end. So you can see these are all the successful attempts. So yeah, any doubts? Any doubts till now? Anyone having any doubt? They can ask. I think no one has any.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. This was all for today's session. If anyone has any kind of doubts in the previous session or today's session, they can ask.